Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Guitar Quackery Live. This is the Guitar Quackery Live, the one and only live streaming guitar repair channel so far. Yeah, so this is the place where you can catch me in real time at work. Speaking of time, why don't we see what time it is right now? Local time is 11:20. Yeah, that's PM. All right, so almost midnight. That's the time. We're not going to be repairing a guitar now. We are going to be modifying one of those. I bought a second one. I like to have redundancies. So if this breaks, I have another one. Also, there are other reasons. I might have guests. So, you know, 2 microphones. Why not? Let me show you. Yeah, so I ordered, it's about $80. It's a Shure WH20 dynamic headset microphone. Is that what it is? WH20? Let's open the box and find out. So this is the other one, the new one, right? Yeah, WH20. All right. So I've had this one for a while. As I think you know, I tried many different microphones for the channel, for the other channel. The other channel, by the way, is called Guitar Quackery. This channel is called Guitar Quackery Live. 2 different channels. This is the live streaming channel. Right now, like I said, we're not working on a guitar, but there's other business to be done at a place of business, right? And in this case, we are taking care of business by modifying another one of those. So let me explain first. I use this system. Well, I also have another system. Again, I like redundancies. So I have 2 wireless microphone systems in the shop and outside of the shop. If I go out, I want to do more of outdoor stuff, okay, coming up at some point. Maybe on the main channel, maybe on the new channel that's coming up, which is called, I already reserved the name, Guitar Quackery Business. Okay, let's talk about the gear that I use. So I typically use some kind of microphone, headset. So this one is a dynamic headset microphone. Why dynamic? Well, so that it doesn't pick up a lot of background noise. So it's close to the mouth, and that's it. You can hear me, you know, talk, but you don't hear a lot of the background noise. Now, why is it that we need to modify this? Well, 2 reasons. Okay, so this is the headset, okay, like that, somehow, okay. This goes around like this and like this, okay, and then this lead wire is, well, I think it's too long, right? So imagine how you would use this. You would put it on your head. There's a clip here. Okay, on your head. And then what? And then you would plug it into a recorder. So unless, or a transmitter. So unless you want to wear it in your sock, or if you are really tall, this is just too long. That's one reason. There is another reason. I don't know who designed this, but look at this. They use a 1/4-inch jack for this little thing. So once again, this type of headset will most likely be plugged into some kind of wireless transmitter. I don't know that they make many wireless transmitters these days that use this kind of connector. Okay, so this is the wireless transmitter that I use. It's part of this Rode Wireless Pro. Okay, a lot of YouTubers use this. It comes with 2 transmitters. This is the charging case, and 1 receiver. The receiver is not here. Obviously, the receiver is being used as we speak. It's plugged into my whole audio thing. And the other transmitter is here. Okay? And this is the length that I need from here to there. Again, for all of you watching this for the first time, you are watching a live stream. I have another channel called Guitar Quackery where I put edited content. So if this kind of long talk live streaming is not for you, I keep those 2 formats on 2 separate channels. Okay, back to this. So first I need to shorten this cord, okay? And I measured the length of this, which I already modified. And here I marked it off on the bench. It's right here. Let me put this here, okay? Up to here. Oh, by the way, this is the other system that I use. It's my backup system, or also used for other, situations. So now I just take this and I'm going to cut it. So I'm measuring from here up to here, and we're just going to cut it. There's only one way to do this, and that is to cut it. So let's cut it. Just like that. Cut. Okay, I did it. I actually did it, right? I cut it. Now we need to strip this. All right? Maybe I zoom in a little bit. And let's strip it. Maybe like this. It always makes me nervous that wire strippers are actually going to damage the, conductors inside. And sometimes that does happen, I guess. And I guess it did happen this time a little bit. Okay. You know what? We have a microscope, so let's just look at this. Yeah, I don't like it. I think we're going to have to cut it a little shorter. It's okay. See, this is how I cut it and how I stripped it. So here, I did damage it a little bit. Okay, and I don't like it. No big deal. I did cut it a little longer, and now let's cut it again. I think I can do it this way. Look, show you through the microscope. This is it. Let's cut it right here. Oh, I see. It's got this cloth inside. And now, I think this should do it, right? Let's just kind of make an incision all around. and gently pull it. Okay, I cut through these two strands. I like a few of them here. It'll be okay, I guess. So let's unravel. Okay, it's got two wires on the inside. And now we need to test the connections. All right, so this is kind of in the way, but it does reinforce the whole system, right? Keeps everything stable. So it is there for a reason. But you see that it's kind of finicky. So what I'm going to do is use one of those picks and unravel all this thing. Okay. We have also this tool. That's always an option to use this. So I'm sure that these are synthetic threads, which means they're gonna melt a little bit when we heat them up. What is this black thing? Look at that. This black one is damaged. Okay, so that's not good. We have some damage here, and we cannot continue like this. So, well, unfortunately, I need to trim it right here. There's simply no other way. Okay, so the wire strippers did not work. I'm going to use a different method. Let's just use an X-Acto blade and cut around. Okay. But I do want to strip this because I need to test the connections. So this one doesn't have to be neatly stripped because I'm going to throw this away, right? So we just, you know, it's also, I guess, a good idea to practice on this one, on this side, because we are going to throw it away. So here we just want to separate these strands and the two inside cables. Okay, that's good enough for this. Look at that. Okay. And I can twist it. And I can also solder the ground connection. Here I have my soldering iron. It's already warmed up. Okay. So again, this is our test piece. I just need to know how these three wires are connected to this, because this has two connections, right? So I need to know how it's connected. And we are going to do some testing. So I forgot how this one was connected, obviously. It's been a while since I've worked on it. So just to hold it together, I'm simply going to melt some solder here. That's it. All right. And now I want to cut these away, these fibers, the threads. Oh, I can't believe it. I cut this red thing away. Okay. We'll still be able to test this. Now, through the microscope, look, I accidentally cut this red thing short. Not a problem. So I just want to maybe pull it out a little bit and expose some copper here and some copper on this one. That's it. And I'm going to put some solder on this tip and on the red wire as well. Okay? Making sure that it's not connecting to the ground. Man, I really messed this up. Just like that. Here. It's a quick. Okay, that's it. And now let's just check. Okay, it's all clean. Clean enough, clean enough. Okay. So now what do we do with this? There are some loose strands here. Got to make sure they don't come into contact with this. Let's examine it closely. Yeah, it's isolated from the ground wire. Okay. So I'm going to use a multimeter and test for continuity. Simple. So with the multimeter, I can take these jumper wires, this is a 1/4 inch like output jack for a guitar, right? And this is a 1/4 inch connector, so I can just plug it in. I know which one is connected to ground, and that's the green one. So here I connect the alligator clip to the black one, which is ground. And now this is going to test, is going to confirm here that this is the ground connection. Okay, it's confirming it. Now, I want to make sure that red isn't connected to ground. It isn't. And that black isn't connected to ground. Oh, it is. Look at that. So black is connected to ground. Okay, so this shows, how it's important to test. So all I have here is I have this connected to ground, like that, through this. I can even disconnect the yellow one, so the green one is connected to ground, and I'm getting continuity when I test the shield wire and the black as well. Okay, now red isn't connected to ground. So now we test the red wire. Basically, I place the yellow here, which is connected to the tip. So that's connected to this tip, which you see right here. And we need to connect this to yellow here. And we test the red. And that's connected to the tip. The black isn't connected to the tip. And this one isn't connected to the tip. Okay, so we know this now, and that's important information. So black is ground, red is hot, but the shield is also ground. So those two need to be connected together when we do our, when I solder the connection to the new 3.5 millimeter connector. So the connector I'm going to use is going to be this one. I'll show you. Okay, that's the plug. 3.5 TRS. What does TRS mean? It means tip. I'll show you. Tip, ring, sleeve. TRS. Okay, why am I buying a TRS connector? Because this one is in fact a TS connector. Tip, shield. There's no ring. Well, because it's going to be connecting to this, and this uses a TRS connector, not a TS. And why did I buy specifically this one? Well, it has this ring, threaded ring. So when you connect this here, you push it in, and then you secure it like this, so that you don't accidentally pull it out. I'm going to modify this one as well, not today, but this one doesn't have that. So if I show you the one that I'm currently using, okay, if I unplug it, you will get sound from here now, not from my headset. It's also TRS, so you heard how the sound changed. It's using this microphone now. But as soon as I plug it in, now you're hearing my headset mic. But because it doesn't have this lock, okay, sometimes you can accidentally pull it out. And that happened to me a few times. So I'm first going to modify the new headset, and then I'm going to another day modify this headset as well, okay, to have a safety. Okay, so now we've tested this. We don't need it anymore. Now we need to do another test first. We test everything first. Does this work, right? That's important. Well, we can't test it yet. I need to strip the wires, right? So let's do that. So like I said, I'm going to use an X-Acto blade for this and a little cutting board. How about this one? These are my X-Acto blades. Let's put this here. Let's put this away. Okay. X-Acto blade. I want to make sure that it's sharp. So the tip isn't, but I'll be using the blade like around here. And we want to strip this wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a small incision and roll it like this. And again, that's because the wire strippers really didn't work too well. Now, gotta be careful not to cut through, right? I'm just making a hairline incision, and now I want to pull it. Let's see. You see, it's not cooperating. I don't like it. I don't know how I cut it last time. But let's try to cut through this. Okay, it's starting to cut through. I can see some copper there. Okay. See, then I roll it like this, and I bend it further away from the existing cut to continue. Okay. So even this simple task is time consuming. Look at that. Okay. But at least now we're not going to cut through any of the internal wires or through any of the copper strands. Okay, that's it. So now we can remove this. Now it's really clean. All right, this is how we want it to be. Looks like this is in 2 layers. And this is going in the opposite direction. So one is clockwise, the other one is counterclockwise. Okay, good. All right, I'm happy with this. Well, one thing that I always seem to forget to do is to put shrink tubing, and to put the so let me show you. So before we do any of this stripping, we actually should check this out. Okay, so we're going to be connecting to this, but we want to be see, now it's difficult to put it in because I wasn't thinking. But this is where we want it, okay? And you can see that this is kind of loose. So I also want to put some shrink tubing here. Yeah, and then have it kind of like expand the diameter and also stiffen the cable. I do have shrink tubing here. Let me see how I did it here. Oh, this was a different connector. It didn't require shrink tubing. But this one looks okay. And once again, I am, you know, again, I forgot to do this prior to stripping the wire. So that's kind of like amateur work. Okay, so now we have the shrink tubing, and we are going to keep those 2 pieces away from our work area here for now. So once we finish all this and solder it to the to these terminals, we put the shrink tubing here. And I'm thinking, I think I should put also a bigger diameter shrink tubing as well to also go over this, a shorter one, a shorter piece, for sure. I want to do that. Maybe this length. Okay, so this was intentional. I meant to do this. Okay, so we want to put a bigger piece here, and I'll show you why later, okay? All right, now, once again, we determined that that the black needs to be connected to ground, and the red needs to be connected to the tip. However, we have a tip and a ring. It's a TRS. So if you just look online, the proper connection of a TS to the TRS is to actually connect these two together. All right, so we are going to do it that way, but before we actually solder it that way, we are first going to test it. Test it on the actual microphone, test these connections with jumper wires, and if it works, then we solder it onto the TRS connector. Okay, so again, that's the proper way to do these mods. You need to test everything before you commit. So let's do this. I want to remove these 4 threads first. And, I'll just use these snips. Carefully, right? So at this point, I got 1 shot at this. Oh, there's more than 4. There were 6 of them. Okay. And here. This is synthetic, obviously. So one more, and we'll be good to go. That's it. So now we can work. Finally, we can work more easily. The black one needs to be stripped and connected to this. So, and the red one will be the signal, right? So how do we strip it? Well, carefully, for sure. So once again, I am going to use the X-Acto blade, and this one is even riskier, for sure. I am streaming this privately. I can't believe it. Let me see. Public. That's why I have no viewers. Done. Save. Okay, so now it's being publicly streamed. Okay. Sorry about that. So now I'm going to have an audience. I made that mistake once already. So let's see how long it takes for an audience to pick up on the live stream. Okay. At this point, I think it would be a really good idea to change this blade. I really want to make sure that I'm using a super sharp X-Acto blade. So this is my little supply of X-Acto blades. I'm using the popular number 11 X-Acto blade. This one's brand new now, right? And this one, well, it's still good for some things, but what the hell? Used blade now. Okay, I don't want to keep a blade around. Although, on second thoughts, I could have put it here on this magnetic thing. Okay, well, it's too late now. So here's the new blade. And let's do some cutting. Here it is. This is the black wire we're going to be cutting. So I really need to be careful not to cut through the copper. And this is more challenging than the other one for sure. Let's see how it behaves. I need to cut it as close to this as possible, but without cutting through. So now, because this blade is super sharp, I am already making a small incision through the plastic. And let's try to pull it. As you can see, I'm stretching the plastic. I have no idea how they do this at the factory. But the results couldn't be better now, okay? And now we just put all this together. And let's see how it's going to be connected. So we want to put this shield here. And just kind of study this layout. Okay, so these, I might be able to put some wires through this hole, but all of them aren't going to fit through for sure. And then this wire should be connecting both of these. And like that, right? I wonder if this is the best way to do it. I think there's a better way. Okay, I think what I should do is, so this is why it's important to think. The black wire should go through this hole from the other side, and this should be wrapped around like this. I think that's the better way to do it. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it. But for now, to test it, I am going to connect these together. Oh, I just noticed I have a viewer. So sorry, we're 44 minutes into this live stream, and I started streaming as a private live stream by mistake. I put it on private. So what are we doing? I bought a second headset like this, and I am modifying the connection because the existing connection is one of those, a 1/4 inch TS tip shield, and in order to connect it to my audio transmitter, microphone transmitter, I need a TRS tip ring shield. All right, and it's got to be 3.5 millimeters for this, okay? And also this thing has a lock, right? That's it. That's what we're doing. But before we do any soldering, I want to make sure that I am going to be connecting correctly. So I need to test the connections with jumper wires. Okay, so here we have this red cable, which is going to go through here, through both of those. So we need to strip about this much of it. Okay. That's marked off now. Around here, I think. And these are really difficult to strip. So I just make a small incision all around. Yeah, the wire strippers don't work on this. I tried. I don't know how they do it at the factory. And now, let's see. Okay. That's promising. I didn't damage any of the strands. Okay, I'm happy with this. Next. Oh, I lost the viewer. Okay, that's okay. The viewer's obviously hoping to see some guitar repairs being done. Now, I'll use these two jumper cables. The green one is going to be ground. So I put the black and the shield together. And connect the green alligator clip. Okay, and here I will connect the yellow to red. Okay, that's that. So this is now connected to the microphone. Now I need to connect this to the transmitter. And I'm going to connect the green to the shield. And I'm going to connect these two to the tip and the ring. Making sure, like this, that I don't, short circuit anything. And I'm not short circuiting anything because this yellow insulation is between this metal part and this metal part. But this is my connection. I think I can do better. How about that? Okay, and now I'm going to turn on the microphone. Now it's on. And here, I should be able to get a signal. In fact, I have here. I can see on my monitor, but I need to completely off. Now if I talk, yeah, it's working. I can see here the LEDs are going up and down. Okay, this is working. So let me turn on my main microphone. So now both of them are on. Here it is. So now you hear me through this one, and as I approach with this one, now you hear me through both. Okay. All right. So now I can turn this off. Now it's off. And I can disconnect these temporary connections. And now we can finally solder these connections in the same way and finish the job. So here's the microphone. Now before we do any soldering, we want to make sure we have everything in place. So here we have the two pieces of shrink tubing, this thing that screws onto this, and we have this shield that goes here. So we do have everything. Now let's put this back here. And we need to prep these connections. So I'll just do this here. Hold on a second. I have a vise. So this is already taking me almost an hour so far. Okay, this little job, right? Okay. So this is now held in place. I'm twisting the red wire. And I'm going to prime it. I guess I could show a close-up of this. Maybe like this. Although I don't really like to do soldering with the microscope right above it because of the fumes and the lens. I guess it's okay. Let's see. We want to heat up this. Okay, it'll work. It's not the best soldering job, but it'll have to do. So now we want to separate, well, again, let me show you here, the black wire from the ground, because they are going to be connected together, but not soldered together, really. So we twist it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the tip with the solder. Right here. And now I'm going to trim it. And this way, this can go right through this hole, coming from the other side, obviously. And this should be passing through these two holes. I hope so. Yeah. Okay. That's all it needs to be doing right now. And this one is going to be like this, but I just feel that, you know, this is probably a little bit too long now. So I think I can just trim some of this away. How about here? All right. That's the idea, like that. So let me think. Okay, I'm gonna need my heat gun. Hi, I have a viewer again. I'm modifying an extra headset, so I'm not doing repair work on guitars right now, but I need an extra headset, so I thought, why not? I can just stream this thing. So here we have this shrink tubing. So this one goes here. And now it is, yeah, going to hold this. Like that. Okay. And with the heat gun, I can simply shrink it. Like that. In retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have trimmed it. Now it's too late. It'll be fine. I think. I hope. And I'm going to shrink this tubing all around and all the way in this direction. This is also going to stiffen the vulnerable potential point of failure, right? Which is the connector. All right. So it's always a good idea to use shrink tubing for these kinds of connections. Keeps everything neat. All right. Now, let me think. Okay. So now what we need to do is this. The black wire Let me refocus here. The black wire should go through this. And we're going to crimp this like that. And the red wire is going to come from the side. Okay. I guess I can crimp it now. Or should I solder it first? Either way is fine, I think. So now it's challenging to hold this down, but I have this poster putty, and I just need a sticky surface, maybe like a plastic something. Let me think for a moment. Anything. How about this? All right. This container. Okay, so we want to secure everything here so that we can do the soldering. Let me just do manual focus on this so it doesn't keep refocusing all the time. And with the poster putty, I can simply hold it down. It's a bit dusty on the outside. We really don't want dust. We don't want to introduce any dust into this because we need this to be sticky. Okay. This piece over here. So here we attach this here, and this is holding this in place. And now I can put another piece here, smaller piece. And that's going to be holding the wire. So now I can use both of my hands for all this business. And maybe I can even hold this down with another smaller piece. Okay. I think we're good. Here. We need to focus. And first I'm going to solder this connection here. Okay? This should be straightforward. Yeah, I'm going to solder it first and then trim it, I guess. It could be done either way. Maybe I'll trim it first. How about that? Because now I can do this and it's going to be nicer this way, I think. So we warm up the workpiece first, obviously. And when that's nice and hot, we flood it. Okay, so this is a good connection. It's cold now. And now we want to, no, it's still hot. Maybe we want to turn it. Let's see. How can we do this? We want to turn it this way. So that we can crimp this. And I don't have the crimping tool, right? So all I have is a pair of needle nose pliers. And let me put this poster tack here. So this is great stuff for soldering. This is much better than the third arm. It's called the third arm with the alligator clips. This is much better, right? So let's just crimp it. Okay, now I think I need to turn it around again. And I'm going to crimp one at a time. Now this is important, right? To crimp it nice and firm. I'm not sure I like the overlap, but yeah, that's what happened. So now I can just hold it. Because if we ever pull it by the, you know, cord, we don't want to damage the connections, right? So we want to crimp it nice and tight without over tightening it. Okay, so now we just need to connect the red wire. So we put it through these two things. Sorry, I have here an issue with this. Okay. Got too many tools here now. And I think I need tweezers for this. By the way, this is a dentist tray. It's really great, you know, for little tools. I'm going to put a link in the description. There are already some links in the description. Those are Amazon affiliate links, which pay me a small commission at no extra cost to you. Oh, YT Party Tonight is here. Hello, hello to you. Yeah, if you're still watching. Okay, let's finish this. We're almost done. Here, these two are going to be connected together, right? So I wonder if I can even push it this way. Yeah, a little bit. And now let's just take this red wire and thread it through. And that's going to be it. Yeah, it looks easier. I mean, you think it's going to be easier. Is this good? I'm not loving it. So I want to resolve all the tensions before I solder anything. I mean, I guess you could argue that this red wire is a little bit too long, that it could be shortened. But as we've seen, easier said than done. So let's just do it this way. And I am going to solder this side first, and then the other side. And it'll be just fine. Like that, I think. I hope. Ah, that's not good. But then again, I wonder if I can just solder this side first, and then pull it out and solder the other side. Why not? Okay, let it cool off completely. And once it's completely cooled off, I'm just going to pull it. And again, easier said than done. Now, here we need to pay attention, because what I'm seeing here right now are these two strands. They cannot come, I mean, they should not come in contact with the ground, for sure. So we need to resolve this. And now they're pointing downwards, and that's really not good. Well, that's the advantage of working through a microscope. We can really see what we're doing. Yeah. See, this is where we would have a problem, potentially. So okay. Let's see. So if I just kind of put them together and just flow some solder, it'll be fine. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. I just need to put it in a favorable direction so I can approach with a soldering tip. That is just acceptable. Barely. I think it'll do. But here we have this little piece that's hanging. We can see it right there. So it's there, but it's not coming into contact with the ground. So here we overheated the plastic, but because we kept it long, it's safe. All right. Yeah, this is all easier said than done, right? As you can see. Now we need to test the connection again. So I'm going to plug this into the transmitter. The transmitter's right here. All the way down and like that, and turn it on. Now it's on, which means that this headset should be on. And if I test it, 1, 2, test 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm not sure if it works correctly. Let me tap. No, this isn't working correctly. Oh man. I don't think it's working correctly. If I turn this one off, this was working. Why not? Okay. Something's wrong. So it's measuring. So is this working? So now when I tap this, it's working. And when I plug this in, Now if I tap, 1, 2. I don't think it's working, right? How about if I plug it here? One, two, 1, 2. Now it's working. So is something wrong with this? Let me turn this one off. Let me plug my regular mic. So now you're hearing me through this microphone. And now you should be hearing me through this. Hello? 1, 2. 1, 2. It's working. So this unit is working. When I unplug it, it's working like this. It's working through my main headset. And this unit, which was my main unit, let's turn it on. Tap. It works. Plug this in. It's not working. Or is it? Oh man, and it was working when I tested it with the jumper cables. How is this possible? Okay, another test. So now let's unplug the unit, the headset. So now you're hearing me through these two microphones. They have built-in mics. I'm going to test this connection on the headset that I know works fine. 191 ohms. 191 ohms. And these two should be connected. Yeah. So this works. And this should be connected. It is. 186 ohms, 187, whatever it's the correct reading. Yeah, so friends, I don't know what's wrong. You have any suggestions? Female input seems to be an issue. Okay. Good evening. I don't know what you mean. An actual female around you, or my battery is running low on my computer. Okay, or a female connector. The female connector here. It was working before. I did try the male plug in both, yeah. So now I have another one, hold on. So this is another headset. This is not a dynamic, okay, which is why I don't want to use it. So this is a TRS connector, same thing. TRS, right? but I didn't modify this one. This is factory made, right? And if I take this and plug it into this unit, if I tap it, it works. So this female jack, input jack, works. So I'm frustrated because I didn't just solder everything together. I mean, obviously there's an archived recording now. I used jumper wires to test everything before I soldered, so I did everything right. And for whatever reason, is anything shorting? Well, if anything was shorting out, it would show on the ohm meter here. I don't know. So this is what we see. So clearly, this could be a better connection, you know, but I don't really see anything shorting out. This is all good. This melted because I overheated it a little bit, but it's connecting to this, I think. Well, let's test it. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is test the connection between this and this. Okay, and when I test it, you can see here that there's continuity. Let me do it again. Okay, so that's correct. It's also connecting to the tip, and it's connecting 186 ohms to ground. So what's the problem? I thought the one you soldered worked with one of the devices, but not the other. But I'm probably mistaken, I don't know. You think it worked with one of the devices? So this is my number 2 transmitter. I use my number 1 transmitter usually. So let me unplug the number 1. Now you're hearing me through these microphones. That's why it sounds different. I'm going to turn off the number 2. And now I'm going to plug this headset to the number 1. We know the number 1 transmitter works. Okay, so there's a new headset. Everything is clean. So now either the sound is going to cut off completely, or you're going to hear me through this. One, two, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think you can hear me. Yeah. Yeah, clearly you can hear me. Okay, so now, yeah, because I see the meters jump. Okay, so now I'm going to disconnect from number 1 transmitter. I'm going to plug it into the number 2 transmitter, but it's off. Secure it. Now you're hearing me through this. Now I'm going to turn this off and then turn that on. So you're not going to hear me. Now it's on. And now it works. Okay. So is there an issue if two of them are connected at the same time? Why would there be an issue? So let me turn on the number 1 transmitter. And I'm going to plug my main headset to the number 1 transmitter. So now for sure, you're hearing me through the number 1 headset. If I take it off, let's say there's another person here wearing this. Now, 1, 2. You can hear me, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it works. Was there even a problem before? I can't tell. All right, let's finish the job. It's back on. Yeah, we just need to assemble. So let me turn it off. And yeah, I can even leave it like this, right? Because what we need to do is just pull this tubing here. So this goes here. Okay, so this is going to go here at the end. But before we put this, I want to put this tubing. Yeah, I put it in the wrong order. So I need to fold it to pass it through. Okay, so this is what I want to do first. Put this here and do a heat shrink. It's kind of close to the unit, so maybe it would be a good idea to just do this, unplug. Okay, this is obviously expensive. Let's just mount it like this. And, oh, I already put away the heat gun. So, you know, I think it's interesting to do something other than just guitar repair, at least from time to time. This is all part of my job anyway, right? Okay, no more soldering. So I really like how this works. I think we all do. All right, so that's that. Maybe I need to turn it around. Yeah, I do. And hit it again from the other side. Okay. I think we're good now. And now we put this little shield like that. And, you know, I'm doing all this live switching for a better theatrical experience. We're almost done with this. So here, where are we here? Okay. This, I need more light. Okay. Goes like this. So you see that's the shrink tubing that I added. Okay, because the cable diameter was too small, so now it looks neat. And now we just assemble it. If we can. This might be in the way now. I might need to trim it. Let's see. I don't know, what do you think? It seems to be a bit tight. So this seems to be a bit of a problem now. So I can trim it, no problem. Yeah, it's not passing. Let's trim it. How about here? A lot of electronic guys use microscopes, right? So I can't blame them. Oh, come on. Okay. I'm not really loving it, but I think it'll be fine. So, yeah, that's nice and firm. And now, too much light. Now, again, we can test it. So here, it's nice and firm. I am going to plug it in all the way. It needs to click. Yeah, so there's a... But I did plug it in all the way when I was testing it at first. So, and now this is why I'm doing this, right? And I'm going to, like I said at the beginning, but at the beginning I was live streaming privately by mistake. This one doesn't have that ring, that lock, so it can accidentally get unplugged like this. All right, so now what I want to do, obviously, is test this unit. So let's see. It's still off. It's still off. I'm going to turn on the transmitter. Okay, so now the transmitter is on. Transmitter number 2 is on. Headset number 2. Transmitter number 1 turning off. 1, 2, test. Yeah, it works. I unplug headset number 1, which is this one. And this is now headset number 2. And this is how I do it. And now I can talk to you, right? I just need to put this thing, I don't know what you call it. You call it the foam thingy. Just like that. Here. Okay, so now they both look the same on camera. It works. Write in the comments, is it working this well, the same way as the other one? Yes, haha, yes, very low. Fine now, just a little low on volume to me. The tricky thing is trimming the lengths of wire, shielding, shrink sleeve, etc. Has to be rather precise. Even more tricky for an input that size versus a 1/4 inch instrument input jack. Yes, it is now. Yes, meaning it works as expected, yes? Can you hear the difference between this one and the one I've used in the past? You said good, thumbs up. Okay, so it works. All right, so now the plan is to use this one for, a week, a couple of weeks, and then I will modify this one once I know that this works. I will basically put another it's 3.5 millimeter, right? TRS jack on this one with the lock. Yeah, one day. So this way I have two. I have a spare one in case one breaks, and also because I do have two transmitters, I do plan on having some guests. So let's see. Okay, what time is it? Look at that. Okay, for archival purposes here. Let's see what time it is. Okay, 1:05, something like that. Okay, and that's AM. Now, I am not going to be streaming anything else tonight. I will be streaming tomorrow. One customer canceled today something. I don't know why. I mean, oh, yeah. I mean, he said he's got a gig, so he needs his guitar. It just came up. And he might bring the guitar back after his gig. Might. We'll see. Okay, friends. Very close between the two. Yeah, I mean, I do measure a different resistance between the two, right? So I guess that's why. All right, so I am going to wrap it up for tonight, and I'll be streaming tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching and also for your help. TY party tonight. All right. Thank you and see you soon. Bye-bye.